Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session on Organisational Disruption Past Events. In this lesson, we're going to look back at how past disruptive events have changed businesses, what kind of impacts they had, and the lessons organisations can learn from them. We'll also connect these lessons to vision, mission, values, SMART objectives, and KPIs, the tools that help organisations stay resilient. So, let's dive in. Impact of disruptive events. Evolutionary shifts. Disruptive events don't just create temporary problems. They often reshape entire industries. They change how people behave, how businesses operate, how trade and technology evolve, and even how healthcare systems function. For employees, this means adjusting their thinking, their behaviours, and their performance. And here's the interesting part. Many temporary fixes introduced during disruptions later become part of the new normal. For example, remote work was once seen as a short-term solution during the pandemic. Today, hybrid working is common across industries worldwide. Structural and financial impacts. Now, let's think about the structural side of organisations. When disruption strikes, companies often merge, sell parts of their business, or enter joint ventures just to survive. Some even redesign their entire business model. On the financial side, disruption means finance teams must adapt fast. They suddenly face new levels of complexity, bigger deals, higher risks, and more uncertainty. Think of airlines during the pandemic. They had to renegotiate contracts, sell assets, and even ask governments for support. Organisational areas affected. Disruptive events directly affect three big areas. Financial performance, measured by returns on assets and investments. Product market performance, measured by how well a company's products keep market share. Shareholder value, measured by stock prices and overall market capitalisation. Each of these areas reflects how disruptions can ripple through an organisation. Measuring organisational performance. But numbers aren't everything. We also measure performance by looking at survival and growth, the organisation's fit with its environment, and its relevancy in the modern market. A company might have strong finances today, but if it's no longer relevant, like Blockbuster in the age of Netflix, it won't survive for long. Vision, mission, and values. Now, let's turn to vision, mission, and values. The vision is the organisation's dream. It inspires people to keep going, even during tough times. The mission focuses on the present. It defines what the organisation must do now to reach that vision. And the values are the moral compass. They guide behaviour, shape decisions, and build trust. During disruption, these three elements are tested. And companies with strong values often emerge stronger because customers and employees trust them more. Defining SMART objectives. Objectives are only useful if they're clear. That's where SMART objectives come in. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying increase sales, a SMART objective would be increase online sales by 15% within 6 months through a digital marketing campaign. SMART objectives remove guesswork and give teams a clear target. Key performance indicators, KPIs. Now let's connect objectives with key performance indicators, or KPIs. KPIs turn goals into measurable outcomes. They tell us, are we compliant with laws and regulations? How much is a customer worth to us over time? That's customer lifetime value. How much does it cost to acquire a new customer? That's customer acquisition cost. How valuable are our contracts? And how quickly are deals being closed? And how engaged are our leads and prospects? These indicators help businesses see if they're on track or if they need to adjust. KPIs for strategy and success. KPIs aren't just about day-to-day performance. They also guide long-term strategy. They ensure good record keeping, encourage learning from competitors, and help leaders balance risks with rewards. In other words, KPIs are not just numbers. They are decision-making tools. Future opportunities. Disruptive events don't only create risks, they also create opportunities. KPIs can measure whether an organization is ready to seize them. They reveal adaptability, resilience, and whether leaders maintain a positive mindset. For example, during the pandemic, many restaurants didn't just wait for customers to return. They pivoted to delivery services and meal kits, turning disruption into opportunity. Smart recap. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap SMART objectives. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound. Clear goals, measurable progress, realistic plans, and strict deadlines. Together, these make organizations more resilient. In conclusion, disruptive events are inevitable. They reshape organizations structurally, financially, and strategically. But the real difference lies in how organizations respond. With a strong vision, mission, values, SMART objectives, and KPIs, companies can turn disruption into resilience and even growth. Thank you for joining today's session, and remember this key message. Disruption is inevitable, but resilience is a choice.